On this video, we're going to be talking about things that you need to be doing before you go to the dealership. I've been in this automobile space almost over 25 years, 26 years, off and on. I was in the mortgage business for a little while, and I went back or automobile space because this is where my heart is. Educating customers like yourself who's watching this video and individuals that are in different states or all across the world looking for a car. I want you to be prepared on your next mission. What's the mission? Of buying a new or used car or doing your homework before you go buy that car. So follow me. If you're watching this video, do me a favor. You're in the beginning. Stop right now and subscribe to my channel because you'll be notified every time I drop a video, you'll be notified. And do me a favor, go back and watch some of my previous videos because they will help you whether you're in that situation. For instance, if you're in chapter 7 and you're looking to buy a car, or you're in chapter 13, or you just want to know sometimes what are some steps that you need to do before you get to dealership, if you get to dealership and you have an issue at the dealership, or should be one of the things you should do before you get to dealership is choose your salesperson. You know, once you identify that, the dealership or the salesperson, you got it made. Leave some comments in the box. Encourage me. I will have things that you can buy from me. I'll have t-shirts or sweaters or keychains, things that you can buy from the queen, things that you can say, hey, you know what? I appreciate the queen. I want to wear her merchandise. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video. You're looking to buy a car, and whether you're in your current lease right now and your lease is up and you're looking to get into another car, or you're in a purchase of a car and you're looking to trade your car in, or maybe you are a first-time buyer and this is the first time that you have said, you know what, I want to buy my first car. So whether you're looking for a new car, a used car, you're a first-time buyer, I am talking to everybody on this part of the video, talking to everybody. I'm going to give you two halves for this video, 2 for 1 in this video, but the first thing that you want to do is think about your budget when it comes to buying a car. A lot of people go look for cars and they don't think about, maybe I can only afford a $400 car payment, but they're not thinking about insurance. How do you prepare before you get to a dealership? The insurance will be on the vehicle. Well, I'm glad you asked. If you know that particular vehicle that you want to buy or lease, whether it is, let's just say it's a Chevy Traverse, you know, and this is your dream car, and you say, you know what, I want to actually buy a Chevy Traverse. And you know, around about the year that you want to buy, it could be a 2022 Chevy Traverse. You want to buy that Traverse, or you want to lease that Traverse, and you're saying, what would my insurance cost? So what you're going to do is you're going to call your insurance agent. If you have an insurance agent, because if you're first time buying a car, you don't have an insurance agent, but you want to identify insurance company that you're going to use. So get on the phone, call your insurance agent and say, you know what, I'm thinking about leasing, or I'm thinking about buying a Traverse, and I will need to estimate what my insurance would be. How do you get the VIN number to the vehicle that you want to buy? Well, you can look up on a dealership's website and identify that vehicle. And if you looking online, that vehicle VIN number will be on the dealership's website. Copy and paste or write down the VIN number when you call your insurance company to get the quote. Because a lot of people, when they think about budget, they think about car payment, but they don't think about insurance. They want to call and see how much the insurance is when they get to the dealership. That's the exact opposite you should do. Now, if you say, I got bad credit or I got bruised credit, and I really don't know what I may qualify for, I always say this. The golden rule is this. You don't know what you qualify for. You pick out 3 cars that you'll be good with, and you get quotes from your insurance company. If you have bad credit or bruised credit, you're going to do the exact opposite. You're going to do the budget, right? But you're going to call ahead and have a conversation and get pre-approved before you even get to the dealership. So let's get on back to the budget. So you got your car payment, insurance, maintenance fees. How much it's going to cost if I need to get my car fixed? Are you figuring out that in your budget every month? Now, if you're buying a used car, what if the car breaks down? Do you have money to get the car fixed? Now, a lot of people don't think about maintenance when they think about buying a car. They don't think about, well, why do I need to have a maintenance plan or maintenance in my budget? Well, if you're buying a used car, you need to just make sure you get an extended service contract so you don't have to worry about the maintenance fees unless it's not covered under warranty. But so besides thinking about the payment, the insurance, think about the monthly maintenance on your vehicle. Do you need to get an oil change? What type of car are you buying? Now, if you're buying a BMW, or if you're buying a Porsche, or if you're buying any vehicle that's not domestic, like foreign, like a Porsche or a BMW or a Range Rover, you're looking at over $150, $200 for an oil change. So that's costly. The oil change right now, synthetic oil on a GM vehicle is running about $80 and $80 to $87. And that, where I work at Joe Hammer Chevrolet, that comes with a tire rotation. So not only do they just change the oil now, they include a tire rotation in it. But people are not thinking about, let me have a little maintenance money if my car breaks down. And one thing a lot of people don't think about is when they're thinking about a budget, they're not even thinking about, what if I have an accident in my vehicle? Am I going to have money for my deductible to pay? If something happens to my car, will I have money for my deductible? So is my deductible $0 if I get in an accident? Is my deductible $500? Is my deductible $1,000? Now, I'm not saying you got to have this every month because you're not going to get an accident every month, but these are things that you need to be thinking about. Think ahead. That's why we call it the budget. Number 2, before you go to the dealership, especially if you have bruised credit, you got some credit issues, maybe you had a repossession last month, last week, last year, or you filed Chapter 7 and it's discharged, or you're in a Chapter 13, or you just have some issues with your credit, or you're a first-time buyer. You want to get pre-approved before you go to the dealership. Pre-approved will take you a long way. But let me give you an example of a customer that got pre-approved, got online and got pre-approved with a particular lender. And when they came into the dealership, they said, I have to get approved to this particular bank because they gave me the best interest rate and I'm happy. That's what they want. Now, Capital One, if you have a Capital One credit card, Capital One finds out that you're shopping for a vehicle. When you're looking for a vehicle, the phone is listening to you, and all of a sudden you're going to receive all these things on your social media trying to get you to apply or trying to get you to buy the product. So Capital One, they found out you're looking for a car, especially you have a credit card with them, they're going to send you a pre-approval through the mail. Even if you don't have a credit card with them and they find out you're looking for a vehicle, they're going to send you a pre-approval through the mail. I know I said that twice, but a pre-approval through the mail. Capital One. Okay, maybe you're approved up to $30,000. Maybe the interest rate's 9%. And you can go to Capital One and you can get pre-approved, but you still have to go to a dealership. You have to go to a car dealership to be approved. So you can't go directly to Capital One and say, you know what, I need you to sell me a car directly. I don't want to go to the dealership. Capital One, when it comes to automobile financing, they only work directly with dealerships. But the kiss of death is going into the dealership saying, I just need to go through Capital One. Because if that particular dealership, well, let me just say this, let me back up. Kiss of death is saying I just need to accept the rate that they're giving me at 9% with Capital One, which they said I was pre-approved for $30,000. Because if they're a diamond store, a diamond dealer, Longham is a diamond dealer. We qualify for different rates. We qualify for other things that a normal dealer wouldn't qualify. We do so many contracts or we sell so many cars a month through Capital One, they give us extra incentives. And that's any particular lender. Some of the lenders, they want so many cars a month, and then they'll give extra to the dealerships, not to you. So the worst thing you can do is go in a dealership and say, you know what, I need to go to my particular bank. Because what the finance managers do, if they're a great finance manager, one of the things what they're going to do is they're going to shop you to other lenders to see if they can beat that rate of 9%. Or even if you're paying a double digit, even if you're paying 15% or 18%, that particular finance manager should shop other banks to see if they can beat that particular rate. And I'm going to give you another bank, Credit Acceptance. Had a customer text me and say, you know what, I'm approved to Credit Acceptance. That's what I want to go through. They gave me the best interest rate. Well, Credit Acceptance is like low on the total pole when it comes to financing customers. Now, Credit Acceptance, just about 3 or 4 years ago, they developed a gold program where if you have that 650 or that 700 credit score, they're going to give you prime rates because they want to go after the prime customers. Most of the Credit Acceptance customers, they are customers that have bad credit or bruised credit. So if you come in and say you approve the Credit Acceptance, we're going to say, okay, that's fine, but we're also going to take it somewhere else because we want to make sure that maybe we can get you done somewhere else and get a better interest rate. Because the main thing is getting a rent interest rate that is better than who you were approved through. So let that particular finance manager do their job and see if they can beat that rate. Number 3 is you never shop for a monthly payment. Oh, I want to be at this monthly payment. I want to be $400 a month on this car. What are you doing? That's the kiss of death. Because you should not be just focused on the monthly payment. You need to take each category together. How do you do that? First, you say, I need to know what my monthly payment is at this interest rate that I qualify for. And then, okay, so if you qualify for, let's just say 5% interest rate, and your payment is whatever that is for the purchase price that you purchased the vehicle for, for, I need to know what my monthly payment is. If you have a trade-in and you owe money on your car, so for instance, you owe $20,000 on a particular vehicle, and the dealership gives you $15,000, right? You owe $20,000. The dealership says your vehicle is worth $15,000. You got $5,000 that has to go somewhere. Where's that $5,000 going? It's going onto your next vehicle. If you're buying a new vehicle, is there rebates to help cover that up? But those are questions you want to ask, especially if you're buying a used car. If you got $5,000 worth of negative equity. So you want to kind of get it broken down. Again, monthly payment with the sales price, my trade-in value, right? And then the term, how long are you going for the loan? Are you going 60 months? Are you going 72 months? Are you going 84 months? Remember, we stretch the terms out longer on an auto loan because we want to give you that lower payment, especially if we're trying to close you on a lower payment. So you're just going to kind of massage that and look at that and know what you're paying. So if you're paying an extra year on your car and you're comfortable with it, then you go for it, because you want to be at that certain payment. But no, you should never know what your monthly payment is, what your trade is worth, and what your term. You put all those together. And then you got to know your out-the-door price. The worst mistake that people make now, they don't know their out-the-door price, especially if you have a double-digit interest rate. If your interest rate is 15%, 20%, 25%, the highest interest rates you can pay. And guess what? You're going to pay for that car about 50 times by the time you pay it off. So I always tell my customers that if you're in a double digit on your car loan, you want to be able to try to refinance. And if you can't refinance, what you need to be to do in the beginning of your loan, you want to just start paying a little extra. Make your monthly payment, and then you direct the lender where to put your money. So if you want to get that balance, that principal balance on your car down, you pay extra on a continuous basis. So the next one is preparing to go to the dealership. Matter of fact, you're already at the dealership right now because you already did those other things. You're at the dealership. You have actually, you're getting out the door. You're getting the sales price. You're getting the term of your loan. You know how much your vehicle's worth. You're getting all that. You have all that together. Hope that helped you. But I want to get into, second part is places that you should never buy a used car, or you want to be smart about buying a used car. And one of the things that you want to be careful about buying a used car is the side of the road. You know, buying a used car and just seeing a good price on the side of the road for a car. A car is on the side of the road and you're shaking your head. You're saying, you know what? Why is this car so cheap? Why is it $3,000? Or why is it $2,500, but at dealership it's $8,000? Well, something's wrong with that picture, because you got a car for $2,500 to $3,000 on the side of the road, and the dealership is $8,000. You buying a car on the side of the road and you're just giving the customer cash. You're not doing your homework. You're going to the person, wherever you're buying the car from. I see you selling this car. What do you want? What's your best offer? And you're giving the cash. You're walking away. You don't do that because you have nothing to actually know what the car is worth. Whether you're using Cali Blue Book, whether you're using Blue Book period, Black Book, anything. You don't know what the car is worth. You just see a good price, the year of the car, the miles on the car, but you haven't done your homework. You haven't done a Carfax on it, or you haven't done anything on it. You don't even know whether that person actually owns that vehicle. That could be somebody that actually got the keys to the car, maybe got the title, and they don't even own the car. So side of the road to me is the worst place you can buy a car. And then second way is the best buy car. You better be careful with private sellers unless you have done your homework on that private seller. When I say your homework, you meet them not at their house, at a lighted area, check out their car that they're looking to trade in. You drive their car to see whether there's any squeaks or is anything wrong with the car. You know, I say squeaks, just to make sure nothing's wrong with the car. Maybe they got your engine replaced a month ago. Maybe they got your engine replaced a year ago and you didn't know that. But you looking at the miles. The miles not the true miles when you put another engine in a car. It's not the true miles when you put another engine in a car. It's not. Some people may say this, but it's not. It's not the true miles. You put another engine in a car, it's, this car go another 100,000 miles. That's not guaranteed. Everything's been replaced in the car. So private sellers, let me just say this. You gotta do your homework. And then also, you want to be careful on dealerships that have their vehicles priced too high. I remember during COVID time when they bought new cars, they were over 5,000 miles, 10,000 miles over their particular new car because they wanted that particular car so bad they paid $5,000 or $10,000 more. But why did they do that? Was because it was a shortage of cars. So when it's a shortage of a particular vehicle, you know what the dealerships dealers they do is that they raise the price higher. And why they raise the price higher on that particular car is because they know they can, because they know you want that vehicle so bad they can raise the price. And people that actually pay too much more money for their cars during COVID time are the ones now that are suffering. And why are they suffering? It's because they paid too much for the car and they can't get out. They either got to trade out with cash, or cash with money down, or they got traded into another vehicle and take that balance that they had on their past vehicle to another vehicle. Or the real nugget is, if you're doing that time to COVID and you still have that vehicle, come in with some cash and then see if you can lease that particular vehicle so you can get rid of that negative equity with a short period of time. Short period of time is leasing it for 3 years, 36 months, or 39 months. Leasing that vehicle, getting rid of the negative. So if you watch this video to the end, I need you to do what? I need you to subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified every time I do a video.